Why do you think single ladies go after married men?
The demand is higher. They're looking for an extra cash. Actually fixated their mind. Married men will be the one to take care of me.
Is another exciting episode of Mama Helen and with the topic, is side chicken job or what? Join Mama Helen Orisha Jaffor this Saturday by 7 p.m. UTC +1. You can watch live on all Mama Helen's social media platforms.
Two amazing books from Dr. Helen Orisha Jaffor are available for purchase. Joyfully Together and You Too Can Become a Success. Get them on our website at www.mamahelen.com.ng or on Amazon, or you can place a simple call to +234 815 343 1944. Don't miss the opportunity. Get them today.
And now, your host, Mama Helen Orisha Jaffor.
Well. This is welcoming you to Mama Helen and you, all the way from Warri, Nigeria today, wherever you're watching around the world. I am extremely excited about what is going to happen. Yes, it's a hot topic after all, and it is something that it's worth, debating about, or at least communicating about, because it has to do with our future. It has to do with our girls. It has to do with homes. It has to do with lives. It has to do with everything, including children as well. And that's why on Mama Helen and you today, we're actually going to be looking at the word, or should I say, the title called Is Side Chick a Job? A side chick a job or what? Okay, a side chick a job or what? It's really going to be exciting. When I read about the story regarding the woman married to a big politician in Lagos, I cannot but think about the need for us to create awareness on the danger of side chick, and then of course knowing fairly well that it was as a result of that woman actually took her life. Okay, I wouldn't know if you are familiar with it, but just in case if you're not familiar with it, in a little while I'm going to be going into it. We're going to go on break, and then when we're right back, we will be dwelling on it. Every woman, have a sense of ownership to their husband, and it's vice versa as well. You want to be able to look at your man and say, okay, this is my man. Okay, and then of course, even if you can share with everyone else, but definitely you do not want to share his feelings, because when I'm referring to feelings, then I'm talking about a relationship that is either very commitment based, or it is marital as well. So we're going to be looking at a side chick job. Well, I don't know what your answer will be, but on Mama Helen and you, we'll be right back. Don't you touch the dial. It can only get better. See you on Mama Helen and you in a little while.
Mama Helen TV show. Mama Helen is here, touching lives, impacting world. It's your time to receive. Oh yeah, Mama Helen
Two amazing books from Dr. Helen Orisha Jaffo are available for purchase. Joyfully Together and You Too Can Become a Success. Get them on our website at www.mamahelen.com.ng or on Amazon, or you can place a simple call to +234 815 343 1944. Don't miss the opportunity. Get them today.
Why do you think single ladies go after married men?
The demand is higher. They're looking for an extra cash. Actually fixated their mind. Married men will be the one to take care of me.
Is another exciting episode of Mama Helen and with the topic a side chicken job on rights. Join Mama Helen Orisha Jaffo this Saturday by 7 p.m. UTC +1. You can watch live on all Mama Helen's social media platforms.
Why do you think single ladies go after married men?
The demand is higher. They're looking for an extra cash. Actually fixated their mind. Married men will be the one to take care of me.
Is another exciting episode of Mama Helen and with the topic a side chicken job on rights. Join Mama Helen Orisha Jaffo this Saturday by 7 p.m. UTC +1. You can watch live on all Mama Helen's social media platforms.
Mama Helen TV show. Mama Helen is here, touching lives, impacting world. It's your time to receive. Oh yeah, Mama Helen TV show. Mama Helen is here, touching lives, impacting world. It's your time to receive. Mama Helen TV show. Mama Helen is here, touching lives, impacting world. It's your time to receive. Oh yeah, Mama Helen TV show. Mama Helen is here, touching lives, impacting world. It's your time to receive.
Two amazing books from Dr. Helen Orisha Jaffo are available for purchase. Joyfully Together and You Too Can Become a Success. Get them on our website at www.mamahelen.com.ng or on Amazon, or you can place a simple call to +234 815 343 1944. Don't miss the opportunity. Get them today.
Mama Helen TV show. Mama Helen is here, touching lives, impacting world. It's your time to receive. Oh yeah, Mama Helen TV show. Mama Helen is here, touching lives, impacting world. It's your time to receive.
Now, welcome back, viewers. This is still Mama Helen, and you all the way from the United Kingdom today. I am excited. I don't know about you. I'm really, really excited. It's really cold out there, people. It's extremely cold. Anyway, the topic of today, it's a burning issue. In fact, as a matter of fact, it's hot because it's an issue that borders on life. It's an issue that has to do, okay, with homes, with emotions, with everything that you can consider that is worth listening to. And of course, if there's anything at all, bringing changes to our world. And that's the whole essence of it. And of course, if you join us, I did promise the reason, or should I say, the bane behind today's Mama Helen and You. And it's all about an incident.
Mama Helen TV show. Mama Helen is here, touching lives, impacting world. It's your time to receive. Oh yeah, Mama Helen TV show. Mama Helen is here, touching lives, impacting world. It's your time to receive. Mama Helen TV show. Mama Helen is here, touching lives, impacting world. It's your time to receive. Oh yeah, Mama Helen TV show. Mama Helen is here, touching lives, impacting world. It's your time to receive.
All right, viewers, if you're just joining in, it is still Mama Helen and You, all the way from the United Kingdom. I was just told that you couldn't hear me before. I'm excited about today's topic, and the excitement is that, hey, we're going to be looking at a burning issue. It's an issue that has been giving a lot of people stress, and it's emotional. It has to do with humanity. It has to do with relationships, and then of course whether it is still a commitment at the commitment stage or it's marital, whichever way it is. And of course, today's topic is no other than a side chick or job or what. Well, I'm not just going to be the only one to talk about this today. We have wonderful people as guests that will be helping us to dissect today's topic on Mama Helen and You. And I was on the story about what happened, okay, to a married woman who went to the UK to have a child with the hope that she still has her home intact. By the time she came back, excuse me, please, married to a big politician in Lagos, the driver that came to pick her up took her straight to a B&B instead of a home. And she was wondering why. And the driver informed her that the guy of the house instructed that she should be taken to the B&B, which is, known by being a short stay hotel. All right. Now, long story short, she decided to go to the house the following day. This was after she had tried calling her husband and he wasn't picking the call. So by the time she go to her matrimonial home, she discovered that the entire staff of the house, have been set packing. They had a new security person right there, at the gates. She introduced herself, and then she was told that her husband said she was not to be allowed in. So she went back to where they pulled her, got her friend to make a cup of tea, and poisoned herself. Hear me, people, just because she was turned down. And it turned out to be that when she was abroad having a child, the man had already brought in another woman, to be his wife. Listen, she killed herself, leaving behind a 2-month-old baby, 2-month-old, please, people, and a 7-year-old as well. Okay. the topic is really worth listening to today. And I believe without a shadow of doubt that we would definitely have something to take home with today. Now, on Mama Helen and you, like Helen told you, I am not the only one that will be deliberating on this topic, on the topic of today, because it is something that we all need to learn something about. Now, our very first guest here today is no other person, people. Okay. I hope she can hear me. She's an ethnicist, or I think he's a he here, if I'm not mistaken. I just want to be sure. But I think so. Oluwa Tobiloba Jegede Dahodu is it she or oh, you're both. Well, that makes it even wonderful. I am so sorry. All right, that's fantastic. So, she's an education. I think you're an educationist, aren't you? How are you? Can you hear me?
About chemist?
About
I can hear you about
oh
chemist.
my God. Well, I'm mixing it all up. Okay. I think my people just got it all mixed up. If you're about chemist, it's a pleasure. Oh, you were born one actually. But you also not you're Oluwatobilol Biloba Jegede Dahodu. Well, it's a pleasure having you on, Mama Helen and you. Thank you so very much for being here. We can't wait to hear from you today. It's really going to be hot. And of course, I'm looking at another pretty face here today. Okay, another pretty face, people. She's also a biochemist. Ekeju Ismail Ekejuawa. Is that the name today?
The volume is off again. Okay.
Mama Helen TV show. Mama Helen is here, touching lives, impacting world. It's your time to receive. Oh yeah, Mama
Now, welcome back, viewers. This is still Mama Helen and you, all the way from from the United Kingdom. Okay, from the United Kingdom today. Okay, I think is the mic on? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I think I seem to be battling. Okay, beautiful. If you can hear me, that's fantastic. I just needed to know if you can hear me. Well, like Helen said, I have two beautiful ladies here today that we're going to be looking into today's topic with. I'm hoping that we won't have to be having a back and forth like this. I think maybe it's a network that is trying to mess us up, but I think by the
Two amazing books from Dr. Helen Orisha Jaffor are available for purchase. Joyfully together, and you too can become a success. Get them on our website at www.mamahelen.com.ng or on Amazon, or you can place a simple call to +234 815 343 1944. Don't miss the opportunity. Get them today. Two amazing books from Dr. Helen Orisha Jaffor are available. Two amazing.
Mama Helen TV show. Mama Helen is here, touching lives, impacting world. It's your time to receive. Oh yeah, Mama Helen TV show. Mama Helen is here, touching lives, impacting world. It's your time to receive. Mama Helen TV show. Mama Helen is here, touching lives, impacting world. It's your time to receive. Oh yeah, Mama Helen TV show. Mama Helen is here, touching lives, impacting world. It's your time to receive.
Why do you think single ladies go after married men?
The demand is higher. They're looking for an extra cash. Actually fixated their mind. Married men will be the one to take care of me.
Is another exciting episode of Mama Helen and with the topic a side chicken job or what? Join Mama Helen Orisha Jaffor this Saturday by 7 p.m. UTC +1. You can watch live on all Mama Helen's social media platforms.
Two amazing books from Dr. Helen Orisha Jaffor are available for purchase. Joyfully together, and you too can become a success. Get them on our website at www.mamahelen.com.ng.
Okay, family, can you hear me? Can you hear me? We'll get it right. Okay, definitely. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Fantastic, fantastic. So let me go back to the names of our guest today, and the very first person um, is no other person than Mrs. Oluwatobiloba Jegede Dahodo. She's a biochemist by profession. And it's a pleasure really having you on Mama Helen and you again. We're going to get it right. Don't worry. We're going to get it right,
No
okay?
problem.
Somehow. Can you hear me then? Can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Yeah, I
Oh,
can hear you
fantastic.
clearly. Good evening.
Oh, it's very clearly. Okay, beautiful. And then, of course, we have Dr. Blessing Inubiwan as well. And she's also HSC specialist. It's a pleasure having you on Mama Helen and you today.
The pleasure is all mine, Mama Helen. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for being here. I am excited. I can't even wait because it promises to be wonderful today. I mean, I'm seeing these beautiful women, and I can tell that they have a lot to talk about. Because when we're talking about women issue, okay, okay, you have to look at so many factors. And of course, bordering on today's topic, I'm going to start with you, Mrs. Um, uh, Inobiwan. I'm going to start with you this evening. And the very first question that comes to mind is, what is side chick?
Okay. That's a very interesting question. What is a side chick?
Yes.
The thing is, Mama Helen, side chick is basically a woman that is with a man in a relationship, mostly a sexual relationship, that is not his wife. If
Okay.
we're talking about a side chick, you're talking about a man that is married. So
Yes.
invariably, she is a mistress. There are various names for this side chick, right? She is a mistress. She is the other woman. She is the kept woman. There are so many acronyms or sorry, synonyms
Adjectives.
for
Okay.
yes, synonyms for the side chick.
Okay.
But the oldest definition here we're talking about is the mistress.
Is the mistress. And I
Yes.
think you've answered it fantastic. So if we'd already know then that a side chick is a mistress, she's another woman outside of being the wife of the man. All
Yeah.
right. Then um is being a side chick an escape route from poverty then? Or what exactly is the problem?
That is a very difficult question to answer now because the side chick has evolved. You know, in the past, the side chick was like a product of necessity, looking at oh, they want to escape poverty, a family arranges this young girl for a much older man who has a wife or something like that. But you see,
Uh-huh.
the trend is evolving, is changing, because even the rich are also involved in this side chick business. So it's not an exclusive activity for people who are not privileged or people who are lacking in resources. It is, I think, is a much more deeper syndrome that we have in our society today. I could tell you 1,001 reasons why people become side chick outside of the financial gains.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
So
yes, I
there
could
are all the
say
reasons, definitely. There are all
yes,
the
yes.
reasons. Hmm. Hmm. Definitely. Well, I mean, I would agree with you. There are all the reasons to that. Now, let me ask Mrs. Dowder, uh, what makes a girl a side chick then? What makes side chick a side chick? I know this. The question is very similar with the first one, but I just want you to dissect it in your own way. What makes a girl a side chick?
Okay. A person we call a side chick is somebody, like she said earlier, is a mistress to a married man, another woman, or maybe just a side person a man is going out with, regardless of the situation of whatsoever they may call it. But I want to call that a lady that is a side chick in my own language Is either you're a fornicator or you're just an adulteress, because a fornicator is basically someone who is having a sexual affair with a married man, an unmarried lady having a
Uh-huh.
sexual affair with a married man, while an adulteress is a married lady having an extra affair with another married man.
Yes.
So the nickname now we call the rebranded name we call side chick is just basically somebody that is not doing what is right, moving or entangling yourself with a married man. So to me, I say a lady is a side chick when you are moving or having an affair with a married man. Either you are married or you are married.
Fantastic. So, is a third party in the boat,
Yes, 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 yes.
more or less. Okay.
Yes,
What are the
definitely.
pros and cons of being a side chick? Let's start with it, and then we'll go back to Dr. Blessing.
Okay, when we talk about the pros and cons, to me personally, I actually don't see any benefit being a side chick, because you won't have a rest of mind. You are not even bold enough to display the man or to showcase what you do. And then number two, you are fearful of if the wife or probably the woman in the house now gets to find out about you. You are living in fear. You are not at rest with what you are doing because it is not right. It is not right. And another thing is that um, like the society have made us to understand now that it's a normal thing, it's happening everywhere, but deep down yourself, your heart, you are not happy with what you do. No matter how you come out to paint it, you may be
Because
thinking, flaunting the
you
cars
become
and the boxes,
sneaky.
everything.
You
Yeah,
become
you're not
absolutely
good.
sneaky. This man isn't yours, so obviously.
It's not yours and will not be yours.
Yes, exactly,
So that's
exactly.
to me. That's to me. So you are not proud of what you are doing. Even if everybody's cheering you up and giving you a clap, oh, thumbs up, the new car, the new house. But deep down yourself, you are not proud of what you are doing. So that's to me.
Exactly.
There's no positive side to it to me.
Okay. So, well,
Yeah,
so
there's no
would
positive.
want someone to say that the positive side then could mean, because of the gratification. I mean, the aspects of enjoying something, foremost, like having a car, a home, a
Yeah,
home, having to have
yeah,
the
those
opportunity to travel
material
outside the
benefits you are
country,
getting.
living a life that
Yeah,
you didn't work for. I think that I think and don't you
and it
think
might not be
that must have
sustainable.
been yes, don't you think that must have been the reason why some of these girls are into it?
Yes, yes. Some are into it for the material benefits they can get. Their bills are being paid. At every snap of a finger, you want this, you're getting it. You want that, you're getting it. So some are into it for material benefit. But our community nowadays, many are not even into it for the material benefit. Some are just doing it for pleasure. Some are doing it because others are doing it. Let me do
Others are
it.
doing it.
Some even are made. Some ladies are even made. They are working well. They have good jobs. They can put their bills, but they still just want to do it because the society is doing it. So that's another aspect to it, not just the material benefits alone.
I see. Oh, fantastic. Okay, now, Dr. Blessing, this is for you now. What are the signs to show that a man loves his side chick more than his wife?
Um, First of all, the man loses that carefulness, right? You have a home, you're married, and you want to protect your wife. By the time you have a side chick and you're getting maybe really, really deep and involved into the relationship, you throw all your scruples to the wind, and you don't care if your wife knows anymore, right? That secrecy, at the initial stage that you're trying to, oh, I'm trying to protect my wife.
Yes.
First of all, she loses that protection because now this woman is shacking you, so to speak, and this is the woman for you. So you begin to throw all cautions to the wind. And then the things that should accrue to your wife naturally, you begin to share it, right? The normal benefits of a marriage.
Of
You
a
begin
marriage.
to share the time, the intimacy, the resources. You begin to, cut them into half. Your wife does not get the allowance she's getting, maybe based on, sometimes it depends on your financial capacity as a man, but then a lot of things. Then look at, what about the time? Now you want to travel for a conference, usually you will go with madam, but now side chick is travel partner,
She's
so a lot of things.
she's gonna be present at the
Exactly,
venue.
Mama Helen.
Well, it's best to keep the madam of the house at home.
Yes, and at some point you begin to think you're doing the right thing. You have gradually, you will begin to lose your morals, your values.
That's
By
right.
the time you love, yes, in fact, your children, they might not even begin to appeal to you the way they used to, because this woman has taken over everything.
That's
So
it.
you lose it all.
She gets more money.
Exactly.
She gets more
time.
money. She gets more attention.
Exactly.
Suddenly, the woman in the house is not as beautiful
Beautiful.
anymore. She's now a devil.
I mean, why are you tying wrapper on your chest? After all, side chick is there wearing bomb shorts, and shaking everything. So it's a crazy mix. Madam is no more natural beauty, because side chick is probably having a lot of money. She's enhancing herself there, here and there, lifting this and lifting that. It's just a very, and the comparison, begins to compare your wife with her, and trust me, the comparison is unfair. Because madam has responsibilities, side chick probably does not have those responsibilities, and madam will be a little bit stressed out because she has to, do more to meet those responsibilities. So madam begins to lose out, side chicks begins to take over. What about the sexual part of the marriage? You spend a lot of time with side chick, and
some men actually come back home and they tell them, I'm so worn out.
Exactly.
I'm tired. Of course, why would he not be tired? He's been very much busy.
He's been busy. And you hear things like, to justify where he is, he can even, you hear him tell his friends,
I've been in the office.
Yeah, I've been eating egusi soup for the past 10 years. I want to now eat okra and ogolo soup. That kind of, they make it as a joke, as a banter, but gradually, he's saying all sorts of things. He will make up stories just to justify the fact that he is falling out of love with the woman who he has committed to in front of everybody. And this other woman on the side is now taking all of that time.
Oh, fantastic. You've answered it beautifully. And you know what? We also have a man in the house as well. And it would be nice for us to be able to hear what he has to say on Mama Helen and you on the topic, is side chick a job or what? It's a little bit dark where you are. We can hardly see your face, but nevertheless, at least we can hear you. That should that should suffice. Okay. So I would think I'm on with Mr. Ishmael Ekejwawa. Am I on with Mr. Ishmael?
Yes, good evening. It's my pleasure.
Oh, the pleasure is really mine. This pleasure is really mine.
Yeah, thank you, ma.
Thank you for making yourself available. We're actually looking into this topic because it has caused a lot of deaths. A lot of homes are in ruin, or in ruin. A lot of homes are ruined, rather, or in ruins as a result of side chicks. And then, of course, children are affected, and there are many factors to this. And that's more reason why we need to at least shed a little bit of light into this and see how we can actually reorientate our people, as it were. Now, you coming in and as a man, I just want to ask you this question. Is it true that some of the side chicks make use of voodoo, juju, to hold and extort money from their victims? Mr. Ishmael.
Yes, thank you for having me once again.
Not at
I
all.
think, yes, the African women, the the women in the present day society,
Mhm.
majority of them use voodoo in order to achieve their aims of going into the relationship. Yes, when you talk about side chicks, a lot of them are involved in order for them to be able to enhance the financial challenges that they face in the family. But that is not even enough. Some of them is just for their sexual urge. Some of them are involved because of what you just look at the charisma or the style of that person, they fall in love and they want to. They don't just not for just anything. Let me be answering your name in some area that I'm close to you. They know me with you. So most of them go extra mile. They use voodoo. They use a lot of diabolical means to trap their clients
They're victim,
in
yes.
order to exploit them. They are not
I
really
love that
there
word
for
kind.
sincerity purpose. Yes, it is exploitation. So, and most times because of voodoo, before most of the men get to know that they're already trapped, some are already late, while some have a second chance to come out from it. So the voodoo is what they use in assisting them. Majority of them believe in voodooism. And that is exactly what most of these women. So that's why most times we encourage men. Look, the best thing to do is that be contented with what you have. Be satisfied with what you have. At any particular time, even if there are differences, there should be a way we resolve it so that you don't become a victim of circumstance by going outside. Because a single taste can take you further and you go deep into it. And when you go deep into it, coming out from it becomes a challenge. Coming out of because already the voodoo is already working on you. And it happens in almost every sphere. You see them and you see them, and that was what even give birth to what they call baby mama. I know that is going to be another
I was
concept.
just going to go, to ask you about that because just a little side benefits on the side, and then the girl feels that when I need to hold on to the man, and then before you know it, she comes along and says, "I'm pregnant."
Yes, that is exactly what's happening. That's where it gave back to the word baby mama. So before because they want to trap the person, they come with pregnancy. Oh, I am pregnant for you. And the man said, no, my home, I don't want to break my home. I have a wife and I'm comfortable with it. What do I do? The next thing is that, look, you have that baby, I can take care of the baby, but you are not coming into my home. You stay wherever you are. I take responsibility. And it becomes it becomes a conduit pipe to that man because he invests all his savings there to see that he doesn't bring problem to distract the one in the home. He doesn't bring problem to distract even in his office. So what you need to do is to pacify her all the time. Whatever she asks, he gives. And that's why the concept of baby mama. You see, most of our young ladies now, everybody wants to be baby. They are not even ashamed to say that I'm a baby mama. Because
Terrible.
when you're a baby mama, it means there's nobody who is responsible to you directly. You are
Mhm.
a side chick. You are somebody that is dragging what does not belong to you. You're already trying to destroy a home. You're already trying to break somebody's house. You're already causing a problem within a home that it has been established. It would have been better for you to look for your own home, build it, and develop it, rather than becoming a side chick and a baby mama to somebody. That is why you see a lot of issues are going on in family. And I'm sorry to say, uh, because the family is the basis for Christianity and religion. And that is why one of the weapons the devil is using to distract the family and to see that there's problem. And if the family is not settled, definitely the society cannot be settled.
Oh, fantastic. Mr. Ishmael, you really answered it beautifully. Well, on Mama Helen and you, we are still going to be talking more about this. We've just trashed the surface, I'm telling you, because it's really going to get even much better in a little while. So you don't want to miss that at all, because then we want to look at the effects maybe on families, or the victim's family, as the case may be. And then, of course, are there other things that these girls or these women can do other than engaging themselves in a situation where the target's men without having to think that this could be detrimental, it could be fatal, it could it could ruin a home, it could ruin the children's life, it could ruin the man, it could ruin the wife, it could ruin everything around that family. Back in a moment, Mama Helen and you, we'll be back with some of those nagging questions. Let's see how we can provide solutions to them, so that at the end of the day, someone doesn't necessarily have to die because you need to leave. We'll be right back. Don't touch the dial.
Mama Helen TV show. Mama Helen is here, touching lives, impacting world. It's your time to receive. Oh yeah, Mama Helen TV show. Mama Helen is here, touching lives, impacting world. It's your time to receive.
Two amazing books from Dr. Helen Orisha Jaffo are available for purchase. Joyfully Together, and you too can become a success. Get them on our website at www.mamahelen.com.ng or on Amazon, or you can place a simple call to +234 815 343 1944. Don't miss the opportunity. Get them today.
Now, welcome back. It is still Mama Helen and you, all the way from the United Kingdom today. And then, of course, we have been dwelling on the topic: is side chick a job or what? It's a big question in itself. Is side chick a job or what? And of course, we know that there is no way he would have been a job, knowing the effects, or should I say the negative impacts it had on the victim's family. So I'm going to be going to Mrs. Dowd for the next question, and it's to ask you, Mrs. Dowd, why should someone be okay with being a side chick? Why should anyone even be okay with being that?
Okay, it's not normal to be okay being a side chick. It's actually not normal because,
Yeah.
like we have established the fact, you are taking another person's husband. You are being with another person's husband. Somebody, so you are not supposed to be comfortable. You are not supposed to be relaxed that you are destroying someone's home. If truly you have a conscience, and many of these people wouldn't want it to happen to them, and that's why some of them can't get married. They don't want to be committed to it. Yeah, mama, they don't want it to happen to them because they actually know that what they are doing is bad, is
It's bad.
wrong. You are causing someone to cry. And
That's right.
you don't have to make somebody cry for you to enjoy life or
So
to be
true.
living flamboyantly. No, it
Yes.
shouldn't be. So my advice to everybody, you should not be comfortable with sin. Don't be comfortable with doing the wrong thing. Look, okay, if it is money, if it whatsoever have pushed you to be a side chick, look beyond that situation and find a way out. Not settle for less. You're settled for second fiddle. When you are being with somebody, you're not the first wife. The family doesn't even know you. And in most cases, some are not even on the wheel, and some might be. But to me, it's just that it's a no-no. Don't be comfortable. Don't settle for less. You are made for more. Look beyond your situation. Anything that
Awesome.
has pushed you to be a side chick, please don't settle for less.
Don't
Look
settle.
beyond that situation. Don't settle
Beautiful.
for less.
Don't settle for less. You're more than that.
Yes.
I love that. Dr. Blessing. I mean, let's look at this. What are the effects? Because maybe if when people begin to understand, when they have the understanding about the danger you cause a fellow human being, and to make it worse, another woman like you. I think that is the aspect that really bothers me. Why a woman will prefer to endanger another woman just because of pleasure. Isn't that selfish?
Totally, totally selfish. But the thing is, look at the driving factors for the side chick. These are desperate ladies, women that are looking for the good things of life in quote at all costs. You see, Mama Helen, life is getting to the from top to bottom. There are definite steps on the ladder.
Layers.
But this group of people don't want to go to from step 1, 2, 3, 4. They want to jump steps. So they are going from step 1 straight to 11 on a 12 rung ladder. At that point, they will do anything to maintain that image they have created for themselves.
That's status.
They are now rich big girls.
Yes.
So by the time they begin to trample on your family as the man involved in this thing, you won't know what is driving that behavior. It is a desperation to stay on that position. And there is also the societal perception that there are more women than men. Even though statistically it's not correct, we have, because it is as at this 2020, the ratio of men to women is 1-to-1. There are a little bit more men. Women is 1 and men is 1.06 or something like that. So that impression that, oh, the good men are few, right, is another driver. And this woman here does not want to build a man. Oh, it's me that will stay with you, and you tell me today there's no money, I should bring my money, right? I don't do that. Yeah, so they don't want to do that. So they are on that particular level. So I'm just trying to put, draw the relationship.
Definitely.
Where those people are coming from. And with that mindset, this woman goes to destroy the first unit of life, which is the family. The devil is so cunning. He is so wily and let's use the word smart. Because if he wants to destroy an entire community, he goes right to the first unit.
That's right.
The husband and wife.
Yes.
When they are no more husband and wife, he now proceeds to ruin the children, ruin the man, and ruin the woman on an individual level, because there's no united front to fight him anymore. So when you begin to see wayward children in the society, you begin to see all sorts of things, you know that this side chick syndrome, right? Because we're just looking at it on the surface, scratching the surface and going inside. You see that the man is no more going home. There's nobody to tell the children, hey, my friend, sit down, get your homework done, because the woman is overwhelmed, overworked, right? By the absence of the man. So this is a very damaging situation to the
when a side chick, can I ask you this question? When a side chick now feels that, well, why should I be the one outside? I think the one in the house needs to leave in order for me to get in. Isn't that even more dangerous than anything else?
Exactly. Especially in this our perception of the rich man, right? This man is rich. So what is his wife doing there?
Yes.
In fact, I overheard one man complaining, that he's so scared of his girlfriend now. Why? Because the lady came to the house. She came knocking. She said she has been calling him for weeks and he's refusing to take this call. And she calls him, comes to the house and knocks on the door. Yes, and knocks on the door. That is the desperation that we're talking about. Now, if the wife finds out, you have first of all broken the heart. And you see the position of the woman to protect the family, that has been reduced considerably.
So true.
So the family is vulnerable to any other attacks within, from outside of the family unit.
That's right.
So that particular thing that these side chicks do, they have taken the man, right, at least from the back, and now they want to come all out to say, you will have to leave.
You get out. It doesn't matter how many years. Just get out. Get out of the house so that I can come in.
Where did the guts come from? That guts that they're having, sometimes this our wokeness, our liberationness is a factor. Because now on social media, you see women coming out to boast. I cannot die. My boyfriend is there. I have a boyfriend that is married. He's I don't mind being wife number 2. Who will marry us? That kind of wokeness is not allowed. Yes, Mama Helen, go to social media. This thing, they are so brash and boastful about it. They like, they want to own up to that madness, to that. I mean, you are stealing, but you want to be the one to boast about. Yes, stealing from somebody else. And this other woman is mild, calm at home, and you are all going all over the place. Somebody said a woman came to an occasion, right? A church function. Yes. And she was introducing herself as the man's wife, and the wife was there.
No.
So
no.
what exactly? Yes.
No, don't even say. Crazy. Are you serious?
Yes. She came to the church function because she said she's tired of hiding. And at that point, when they said, she jumped out, Mrs. XYZ, she came out. What? I mean, so what are we talking about here? We are losing it as a society. The unit of our society is being threatened here.
Yes.
So we need to do something about it. And that is going to these side chicks. We have to nip it in the bud where it's coming from. We have to nip the love for excessive wealth. I mean, the love for the so-called good things of life. You don't want to work hard. You want to take shortcuts. You want to belong. You want to look rich. You want to happen. All of that needs to stop. So all this, the rich, the poor that are involved in this, they need to, like Oluwatobi said, that you need to stand up and own it. You need to own your struggle as a woman. Know that life, it's step by step.
Yes.
You want to, you see some of these side chicks, a 22-year-old girl wants to fly private jets. How? What have you done? You want to wear the big shoes, you want to carry the bags, you want to go on holidays. On which salary? Have you even worked for a living for one day? Let us ask ourselves this question.
Okay. All right. That's so fantastic. I'm just a little bit conscious of our time. I'd like to go back to I'd like to go back to Mr. Ishmael, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Now,
you're very correct.
Now, what seems to be her men's problem though? Why do they like going after these girls? Because I know that sometimes some of these girls literally troll themselves, okay, on the men. But then, of course, I mean, see, one day I was having a conversation with a couple, and I said, and it has to do, with the man cheating on the wife, and he was caught. And during the conversation, I looked at him, I said, look at your wife. She looked at her. I said, what do you see? I said, you need to tell me that. What do you see? What do you see that you're not, that the other woman out there seems to have? Is it not psychological or something? And then I said, your wife is beautiful. If you are cheating, don't you think also that someone can also be interested in her? But it takes a lot of, how am I going to put it? It takes principles. It takes, the heart of no. Joseph said, I cannot sin against God, because he was not going to sleep with his master's wife, because he knew without a shadow of doubt that doing that is not just going to be sinning against the master, but against the living God. So the question here is, why can't our men zip up? If a woman would do her best to say no, Because there are some men, regardless of whatever, even if you have your wedding ring and everything else, they're still going after you. But they are how you most of our men or our women will say, no, I'm a married woman. Why can't our men do the same? Why do they keep donating all over the place?
Yes, the men are donating. One of the reasons is, yes, the truth is that the women have a strong, what language will I use now? To control their urge.
Yes.
But men easily slip off. But women control theirs. But be that as it may, if you have done a lot of studies, you discover that most of the ladies the men go after, their wives are even better, more beautiful than those ladies they run after. But you still wonder, why is it that we're still going after this thing? Why is it that the men are still going after this lady? One, there's this, in economy, they say human wants are insatiable. I think that is one of the things that the men, they've not been able to control their urge. They are eyed. There is what we call this sexual drive. They've not been able to control it. And with that, if the women just throw any carrot to them, or the way they behave, they lust over it and they run over it and they want to have it at all costs. But at the end of the day, the first question you ask yourself is that these men that are doing it, you ask them that after doing it, you discover that they will tell you that, look, there's no difference between what I've gotten in May and what I've got in XYZ. But you still see the same person going after the same thing. But you said, young man, we said you didn't say anything different with what you've taken here and what you are going to take there. Why then are you still going for this? That is a question that all of us, the men, need to answer, because it is really a very serious case. It's a very serious case. We lost after it. Maybe at times you see some men complain that, oh, my wife didn't dress the way I want. Oh, this is not the kind of woman I want. But it's not the kind of woman you want. You went ahead to marry her. Oh, if it's not the kind of woman you want, what do you need to do? You need to repackage her to suit your own, the way you want it to be. You need to repackage her. And these are some of the people. If it's the dressing pattern, all you need to do is, oh, this is the kind of dress I like, and this is how I want you to look at. You repackage her, and you make her to do the same thing. But you discover that even with that, the men still go out there to go after this. But what I've seen, because of maybe our little Christian background, we discover that there is a force behind driving this thing. Like one of our other speakers has said, there is a force driving us towards this thing. And when you see that, until those forces are nib on the board, it is difficult for men to be totally abstain from having side chick. It is totally to have an extramarital affair. It is because it is one of the weapons that the devil used to conquer the world. And like she said, if the family circle is not settled, forget it, the society cannot be a place. And the family is the first unit that controls the entire society. If you see a child from a peaceful home, with your interaction with that child, you know that the child is from a peaceful home, and you see the difference among. But if you've been to some area where you see that, just mere looking at the child, as a teacher, I have seen, you discover that immediately you see the child is from a traumatized home, and definitely, and is coming to meet a traumatized teacher. So what else are you going to expect? That is exactly what's going. A child that is not a child from untrained father. Then if untrained father will give back to untrained child, and that untrained child will become on a trained father. The same thing with a woman. A woman that is from a home where the parent doesn't care about how you run about your sexual life is going to become a mother too, and will give birth to a similar child who will do the same thing. So the trend keep moving from one generation to the other until we'll be able to identify it. As a Christian, we'll pray over it, ask God for direction, because this is where the Christendom is failing seriously now, and we need to work on this aspect. I know a lot of people are doing some male and female program, but we, especially the female folk, need to work more on it. While the men, we need to do better than what we are doing, because the society is already going bad. We see extramarital affair. Almost 78% of both Christian and non-Christian, both so-called men of God and non-men of God, are guilty of these things. And what is the way out is to go back, because I remember in the past, if you want to be a polygamous man, you marry an extra wife. You marry, that is African tradition then. When you marry, we know that this one is married. But these days, they don't even marry. They keep, like Mama said, they keep donating from one spot to the other, from one person to the other. They have serial girlfriend, serial
So
extramarital
a man,
affair.
a man gets tired, and he wants to change women, just like you change clothes. It gets tired of a woman because it feels that he has been married to her for 50 years and he needs to move on to another. And then the next thing is, okay, you go so that this new one can come in.
Yes, they change it. Say, no, I'm tired of eating banga soup. Let me go for ugo soup or fried rice. Let me have another taste. But this thing does not work that way. They have the same taste. It is the way you package your food, whatever you call it. Rice is carbohydrate and only contains little element of protein, and the majority of what is there is water and carbohydrate and other vitamins. So it depends on how you cook. You discover that some people say, I want to eat jollof rice. You are still eating with the same thing with the white rice. You are still eating the same thing with the coconut rice. It depends on your packaging. But if you don't know how to package, you say, jollof rice is better. It contains the same ingredient. It contains the same vitamins and mineral. You understand me? But the men, it is really a major problem in the society that men are never being satisfied. They are never satisfied with one. They say, I'm tired of this woman. Let me go. And another thing I want to say, ma, in the society, there are a lot of things happening. Those side chicks outside, they are on this higher spiritual realm. They're on the higher spiritual realm to see that some of them are agents. And when you know they're agents, they do all means possible to make sure that they fall a lot of people. They remove them from the way so that they can have access to the family and the society.
Oh my God. Oh my God. This is really getting deeper now. This is getting deeper. I wish we have all the time. Now let's go to Mrs. Daudu. Mrs. Daudu, how can we help these girls? Okay, because if you are telling them that you don't need to go ruin someone's home just in order for you to be able to build a home. You don't need to, to take someone else's joy in order for you to have joy or happiness, as the case may be. So what would be the alternative then?
Okay. I would say let parenting start from the womb. Immediately a mother is pregnant, let her begin to prophesy into the life of that child. Let us take the future from now. And as you are training that child, parenting that child, let the child know that irrespective of your gender, you can be who you want to be.
Exactly.
You don't have to be a male to be a president. You don't have to be a male to be the breadwinner. Irrespective of your gender, you can be what you want to be. So let that child know that you're a female. Don't settle for less. Don't be a second fiddle. Don't overlook yourself. Don't be too much dependent on someone, because that's where we have the problem. You are dependent on Mr. A, you are dependent on Mr. B. You will get me this, you will get me that. Teach your child to be independent from the little, from the nursery section to the primary section to the secondary section, even to the university. And like many of us have said, there's a spiritual force behind this. So let your child also be born again at a very early stage. It will help a lot. A God-fearing person will know that it is wrong for me to make others cry.
Exactly.
Why I want to enjoy life.
So
because it's and all material things are going to end. Nobody lives forever. You should always know that nobody lives forever. Today you are gone, another person is being given birth to. So just let's advertise this. Let's tell others that you need to be independent. You need to be prayerful. You need to get a legitimate thing to do. Not surgical is an illegitimate job. It's not a job it should be proud of. It's not something that should be heard of, even, but the society has made it so. We are hearing it, it's common. So to me, to a younger person, or to
Get
a
a
lady, or
job.
to a child,
Get a
a
job.
female person, be independent. Be independent. Get a job to do, a well-paying job, or even if it's something little, it's going to be
Grow
progressive in life.
within the
Start
ladder.
small, grow. When you grow progressively, you don't drop back to the floor. These ladies now that you're lucky somebody gets you a Benz today, and the guy dies or the man dies. How do you sustain that life? You find many of them going spiritual because they can't sustain the life they have built for themselves. So your growth needs to be progressive. You need to start small, and in no
From
time you'll be
somewhere.
there. So be independent. Start from somewhere. Start afresh. You might have gotten so many things through this means. It's never too late to pick yourself again. It's never too late to retrace yourself back and pick a job to do. If it's an handwork, if it's something, just ensure you are independent. You are not somebody dependent. You are not a leech. You are just always clipping to collect. You're collecting, just because, yeah, I'm using what I have to get what I want. That body one day will slack off and nobody will want to look your way. So just ensure you are growing progressively. And that's my word to everybody.
Oh, fantastic. So beautifully answered. Well, people, family out there, what of if a side chick has money? Because then, I mean, there are those who are not even doing it because of financial, difficulty, or as the case may be. We'll address that question when we're right back on Mama Helen and you. And then, of course, we're going to be attending to some questions from social media. And then it will also be a calling time period, just in case if you have some things to share with us, or perhaps you have some questions that you might want to ask, whilst we're still on, today. Now, don't touch the dial. It gets better. Don't lose it. Don't miss it. Don't even try. All right? Back in a moment. Mama Helen and you.
Mama Helen TV show. Mama Helen is here, touching lives, impacting world. It's your time to receive. Oh yeah, Mama Helen TV show. Mama Helen is here, touching lives, impacting world. It's your time to receive.
Now, welcome back. This is still Mama Helen and you, all the way from the United Kingdom. And we have actually been looking at the topic, is side chick a job or what? That's a very big question right there. I guess that been, in fact, it been incredible. You would agree with me. I mean, with some of the things that he have been talking about, I think it has been rewarding. Now, I'm going to go to Dr. Blessing right now, and is to ask her, what would make a woman who already has money make herself a side chick? She has money. Some of these women, I mean, sometimes they might even be the ones giving money to the men. So what do they want here?
The thrill of the chase.
But I didn't hear that. Pardon me.
The thrill of the chase. I
Oh my
am
God.
beautiful. I am sexy. Any man I want, I can have him.
Oh my
That
God.
is, yes, some of them are powerful women, and they see this guy, he has potential, or he looks so good, and they be like, this one, I'm going to have him. And they immediately start going for him. They actually put a roadmap in place and go for him. So some of these women are not driven by money. Like I said at the beginning, that there are several other reasons. And one of them, I did mention the perception of people feeling men are more successful than women. You see people on the same job group. So what is the attraction? So you're working in the same company, maybe they pay you 100,000, for example, and they pay the guy 100,000, but you are a side chick. So there is something very powerful about being sought after. Some women just want to feel that they can get any man they want. They just go and get him to satisfy. And some women are just, sexual urge is something that is out there, and some people do not control it. Yes, we have said something. Mr. Ishmael mentioned how men are being attracted by visual, by the visuals. They see all the, the curves and everything, they want to go. But the woman is a bit more subtle. But some of these women that are involved in this, they have an overdrive, a sexual overdrive or sexual desires, and they feel that they must meet those desires. Right? So another one is the power figure. Some of the men are so powerful. The woman doesn't want anything from me, but she wants to be matched on that level. So that is another attraction. And you see, Mama Helen, there is a commercial angle to the
We're actually having a call in now. Can you just quickly give a little pause and let's receive the call? Hello, may we please know you?
Hello, good evening. My name is Petra. I'm calling from the UK.
Okay, it's a pleasure, Petra. Please go ahead and talk to us. Yes.
So I had a friend of mine.
I'm
African.
Okay.
That was before I came to the UK. She was actually the one financially sustaining the married man. He had children. He was married.
Oh my God.
And then the money that she was supporting him with is what he was using to feed his family.
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
Oh my God. That is horrible, isn't it?
Yes, but still, he was still hiding her from the wife. And, obviously the cons that we talked about of being a side chick, despite the fact that she was financially sustainable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually corroborating with what we're talking about right now. That sometimes, the women might even have more money, or or at least be willing to spend money just to get this man, and become, a side chick, as the case may be. Thank you so very much for your contribution right there. Thank you, Petra.
Pleasure.
All right, sure.
Thank you. Bye.
So, Dr. Blessing.
Yeah.
A confirmation to what we're just talking about. A confirmation right there from the UK, Pedro. I mean, isn't this sad? Okay, I mean, you're a woman. You are a woman. And you can't think of anything else than to target a married man. And then you use money to lure that man from another woman. Okay. And some would even go to the length. I mean, she overpowers the man, dictates to the man.
Exactly.
The man sometimes might even be with his wife. She can call in and say, "Where are you?" And
that was where I was just going to.
Say, come back. Just leave whatever you're doing and come here now.
Yeah, I was just going to speak to that.
I've heard about a couple who was, they traveled. I think they went on vacation. And then because of it, a call came in from nowhere, and it turned out to be a side chick. Because then the woman was hearing the man actually talking, to her husband. Okay, there are times, even though the phone might not necessarily be on the on the mic, but you would still be able to hear the conversation going on at the background. And this was exactly what happened. So she was hearing the lady saying, "Why are you not here? Why are you not here?" Literally screaming and shouting. The wife cannot even try that. But the man, when the man says, "Oh, no, you just made up a story." And truly, according to her, by the time they got home, 2 days later, the man said he was traveling. So she was able to connect the dots, So these are some of the things. And then you wonder, a woman against another woman. What a life. Now, we have a lot of questions, because we're actually really running out of time. And we might need to quickly get into some of these questions. coming from social media. And I think the first question here, just a moment, the first question here says, it's from Williams from Ghana. Williams from Ghana said, one thing led to the other. I find myself sleeping with my wife's best friend on our matrimonial bed. My wife
No.
asked her to assist me with some house chore because she traveled through another state for a seminar. My wife's best friend is almost like a member of the family. Even our neighbors see her as one, even our neighbors see her such. Yes. I love my wife. I will not want to do anything to hurt her and my family. But she threatened to tell my wife, if I no longer use to her again, what should I do? I'm totally confused. Williams from Ghana. Our best friend now, Dr. Blesser. Our best friend. Okay, she comes home. You can imagine.
Yeah.
Our friend leaves the house for her. Because to her, my friend would never do this to me. Unbeknown that this friend of hers is actually the one who is a problem in the house. Exactly. And you know what makes it even sad? If you ask me, I'm just trying to comment before you answer. Is that if she's beginning to notice her husband's being distant from her, not paying attention, not doing some things. Guess as friends, what friends do?
We'll tell the best.
I don't know what is going on.
Oh,
my husband is so distant right now. He doesn't give me as much money as he used to. I'm so tired. What was she saying? I don't know. People don't have conscience anymore. The conscience is dead. Can you imagine? She was even threatening the man that if he stops, this man wants to stop. Good enough. He's asking for help right now. So how does he overcome this?
I think he should call his wife and tell her. Yes, and straight away, I think he should tell her.
Yes,
and the relationship. Yes, and then she knows that she has been eating with the devil all this while.
All this while.
Oh yes.
If
then
that kind of a friend can even kill her.
Exactly. He should beg for forgiveness and commit to being disciplined. Because Mama Helen, there was something I was trying to talk about, which is commercialization of all this kaya matter and sweeteners. It enables these side chicks. There are some people that sell on the internet. They have the kaya matter. They have all sorts of things. They say, if you take it, you become the president's girlfriend. That
are you serious?
Yes, it's there all over social media. There are kaya matter sellers. They sell these things and they tell you if you sleep with a man, the man will leave his wife. How did we get to that point? So if best friend has taken a kaya matter, she believes that she can steal her friend's husband from him because she has been. So that commercialization of those things, the sweetness, the kaya matter, and whatever name they are being called on the internet, it is an enabler of the side chick.
It's an enabler. And it needs to go down.
Yes, and the society has refused to come out to condemn it. So that's why the side chick is getting so much inroad and being so emboldened and enabled to come out and be challenging the wife in the house.
The very first version of this, the topic of today that we first did on Mama Helen and You, the guest then was actually telling us, I think he watched something on TikTok. And he saw two ladies calling on the names of their so-called sugar daddy. The so-called sugar daddy. And, mentioning the name and say, love me more than your wife. Love me more than your wife. Love me. Oh, yes. Love me more than your wife. And so, why would you then wonder when the man comes home and then it doesn't matter whatever the woman does? It's never good enough. It's never good enough because already there's a manipulation right there. Now there's a question from Kule, and this is from London. He said, and Kule says, "My name is Kule. I have a side chick who is a police officer. Anytime she misses me, she takes me out of my house of dating her job, of doing, no, sorry, let me take that again. She takes me out of my house of doing her job as a detective. I'm tired of being a piece of cake. What should I do?"
Put your foot down.
Can you imagine?
Down. Yes, put your foot down and end the
And
relationship.
end the relationship.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Put your foot down and end the relationship right away. Okay,
Yes.
now let me go to Mr. Ishmael. Mr. Ishmael, this is a question from you, for you rather, and it's Yemi from Lagos State. And Yemi says, "I have been dating this man for quite some time now. It started as a joke, but became more serious when I noticed that there was no ring in his hand, in his finger. I confronted him to know if he is married, and he said no. I have fallen in love with, I have fallen in love with him. I'm committed, and I'm also very loyal to him as well. Only for me to discover that he's married and that he's a family man. His family, are staying abroad. I am deeply shocked and shattered. I gave my all knowing that he had, he was single, only to discover this. What should I do?"
Yeah, I think what you do is very simple. He's not your husband. He's not your husband. First thing to do is that you have to stop the relationship. And you know to ask God for forgiveness. Though you were deceived into it according to you, but I want to still tell you that you didn't do your proper investigation before you fall into that. Because if you look very well, married men are very easy to identify, irrespective of where they are, what they are doing. But now that the deed has been done, the first thing you do is to stop the relationship, irrespective of the level you've gone to. God has a perfect match for you. He has his own person who is designed for you. And if you go down on your knee and ask God for his forgiveness and you stop the relationship, I'm sure within a trickle of an eye, God is going to give you a perfect replacement that is going to be the single and is going to be your. You cannot be stealing other people's food and you expect God to bless you. And then that is even one of the reasons why a lot of child chicks are outside there. Because you are stealing somebody's food and you want God to bless you. They are side chick to Mr. A, side chick to Mr. B, and you are still praying to God. You sit at the front in church waving your hands and asking God, bless me, give me my own husband. Whereas you're already destroying a home somewhere. So the first thing to do, ask God for his forgiveness, stop the relationship, and tell the man, I am not, irrespective of what he's doing for you. Don't bother whatever the threat, because at times some goes with threat. I will no longer do that. Don't bother about that. God has prepared somebody to replace him. God has blessed you already. He has a perfect replacement. So stop it and let it be stopped totally so that you can be free, because you have already entangled yourself. And the only way to succeed is to break out.
Awesome. Let me give you another question. This is Frank from Bayelsa, and he said, "My girlfriend is suspicious of me, mainly when I receive a call or text messages. I love her and want to make her my wife, but I see her as being forward with my personal affairs. How do I prove to her that she's not a side chick?"
If you really love her, to prove to her it's not a side chick, you do the needful. Go to the family, and as long you have all it takes, you're working, you want to make a home, you go to the family and you pay the bride price. Except there is some information you are still hiding from us. Because there are times there are some information you are still hiding. If there's no information you are hiding, all you need to go is to go straight to the family, tell the girl, I want to know your parents. I want to know your pastor for counseling. And immediately you open up, you want to know the pastor, you want to know the parents. She will introduce you to her pastor, she will introduce you to the parents, and you know the needful, so that she will come into there and you'll be free from this entanglement and bondage. Because now that she's suspecting you, I am sure that too, before she's suspecting, in every rumor there's element of truth. She sees sightings, she's observing certain things that she's not too comfortable with. So for that, you need to do the needful. by going to see the pastor or the parents, and then you pay her bride price, then she becomes yours.
Think there should be you know, there should be openness. There should be openness. I think there should be openness regarding this. Okay, if the only reason why a woman will be that anxious to see what's what's the kind of messages you're receiving and all that is because she's having a bit of a doubt in the relationship, and like you rightly said, cement the relationship and then be very open with the text messages and all that. you know, be very when a man starts hiding his phones, then there is something going on here. Or maybe your wife does not even have the password, and the only reason why you can pass forwarded your phone and without allowing your spouse to know is because you're hiding something. If you're not hiding anything, it will be an open thing for her, for your spouse to be able to look into, isn't it? Okay, I want to ask Mrs. Daudu this question. Mrs. Daudu here. Mrs. Daudu. Now, let's look at this. Alero from Worry. This is coming from Alero from Worry. And she says, hello, Mama. It's such a nice show. Some married women have the habit of visiting their husband's side chicks, houses to physically and verbally abuse them. Mama, should this be encouraged? Should married women visit
Sorry,
their
I didn't get the question,
side
ma'am.
chicks to harass and embarrass them?
Okay. You don't have a business with a side chick. You have a business with your partner, with your spouse. You don't have a business with a side chick because
Exactly.
you don't, number one, you
It's
might
very
not even know, or
degrading,
you
isn't
even
it?
know her, or know where you're, or where she's living. Um, Not me anyway. But for instance, you're coming to me like, oh, you're my husband's side chick. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to do. Oh, wagba wosi. I will beat you blue black because I don't know you. You go hold your man. You understand? So
Yes.
now for you, you don't have any right to confront anybody. You just talk to your husband, sit him down. What am I doing that is wrong? What do
Yes.
you? Why are you going after her? Can we discuss this? Is there anything you are expecting more from me to do? But are you going to the third party to go and fight? Oh my, they will beat you blue black. And those girls are actually going to go all the way to do anything to destroy you. And even you might even end up killing yourself. Like that case we had, the one that was it Cross River or Calabar, that the woman
Yeah.
killed herself by running after the man and the side chick.
After the
So
man, yes, yes, yes.
yeah, and the man
Terrible.
after some he died. Yes.
She
So you
died.
don't have a business with the side chick. You have a business with your husband.
With
You
your
need to
husband.
sit him down. You
Don't bring
discuss
yourself to her
about it.
level. She's cheap.
Yeah, yeah, no,
She's
no, no,
very
no, no,
cheap.
no. It's yeah, yeah, like you said, you'll be so cheap, but they will be beating, and
Exactly.
even the side chick will gather her friends to join us to beat you,
Uh-huh.
and the result will be bad. So to me, just go straight to your husband. I discovered this. I saw this. I noticed this. What have I done wrong? Don't begin to accuse the man first.
Mm-hmm.
Check yourself. What have I done wrong? Can you just tell
Okay.
me why you are doing this? Can you tell me what have led you to this? Can we
Uh-huh.
discuss about it? Is there a remedy? And if it's spiritual now, you have to pray about it. Maybe the guy has used so many things on the guy. You're going to pray about that. But you going there? No, no. Don't try
Don't do
it.
that. Don't do that.
Don't
Okay.
try.
Sometimes you might not have even
Yeah.
done anything, but it's just an habit, by the men. But
Yes,
if
and
there's
have
anything,
yes.
yes,
Let's
have it
discuss
sorted.
about
Now, from
it. Yes.
just in case, because I noticed someone was trying to call me through another line. Should you want to make your comment, this is the number to call, okay? And it's +234-9156-166290. I'm going to repeat the number again. +234-9156-166290. So if you want to participate, if you have some questions or what have you, kindly do so, and then we would be able to. So that's the number to call. Don't call the other number, okay? Fantastic. Now let's get into other questions here. There are some other questions, but I think I should give you another one. And this is Oyeka from Enugu. Okay, I came back home early from work that fateful date to discover my younger sister I brought to stay with us since she was 5 years old, tying my husband's towel round our chest. I questioned her on what gave her that infantry, but my husband supported her. We already know where this is going, right?
Wow.
After a while,
Yes.
I began to dig deep and found out that my own younger sister is sleeping with my husband. Mama, what is even worse is that she is pregnant. I decided to chase her out of the house out of hunger, but my husband went after her and rented an apartment for her. My husband has said he is ready to take her as a second wife. Jehovah. Do I need to read further?
Two
Because this
sisters?
is two sisters now.
No, no, not at all, not at all. Two sisters now. The man is
Let me
even,
finish.
this has gone
More
beyond the
shocking.
normal.
Let me finish with this because I think this is even more interesting. More shocking is that my mother is supporting her that I do not normally bring things for her in the village, but my sister does.
Huh? Eh, 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 eh. Okay,
Oh
now this
my
is a matter of
God,
family
this
dysfunction.
is quite
If the mother
dysfunctional.
is supporting this act,
Yes,
is
because
situation
she
of
brings
my family
something. Is that
dysfunctionality,
not poverty right there? A
poverty
sister of
mentality. What
yours
we finish?
becoming a second wife.
Yo,
She's left the
I
realm
know.
of
Okay,
a side
two
chick to being a second wife.
wife and second wife.
What should she do? And that's the question. What should she do right now? She's
Okay,
desperate.
to, to be honest, number one, I know the Bible somehow does not support divorce, but to me, this man is not worth being with. If
So
he's gonna go that low to dating or to sleeping with your own sister, and even your mother is in support of it, I just take a break first. Step
it's
out first.
terrible.
Because
She should do what?
is on ad off. Is take a break. Step out.
She should take a break.
Come out. Yeah, take some fresh air because the trauma of that lady is not something we are just talking about. She's traumatized, knowing that her own biological mother is in support of this. She has nobody to run through. When you have situations in life, you run to your parents. Oh, mommy, I'm going through this. But even the mother you're running to is in support of the situation. So you just need to
It's
firstly
horrible.
take a
It's
break.
terrible.
Take a
This is
break, pray,
I can
and
almost tell that my mom might not have the privilege of watching this. Maybe you might need to send this to mama, or maybe go home and let her watch this. And it is to say, Mama, this is wrong. It is extremely wrong. This is wrong. Just because your older daughter
it
is
is.
not bringing in things
It
as you
is.
would have wanted, obviously
Something.
your older daughter has been buying your love, waiting for the right time
Yeah.
to come collect. And exactly what is happening here. Drop it. It is
No,
wrong.
no, no.
And of course, in
It
collaboration with
is.
what she has said, if you need to take a break, do so. And then, of course, I still wouldn't want you to leave your home, lose your home because of your sister who is after your marriage. So the best thing to do, since your mom seems to have failed, perhaps maybe your father is dead because you didn't mention that. Then there must be another authority figure in the family that you can also go to and report the matter. And I can almost tell, the person will take the right uh, decision right away. I can almost tell. Okay, let me go back to Dr. Blessing on this. Because of time, we're now really rounding up. If you still want to call, you're very much free to do so. Okay. Now, this is Mary from Gambia. Dr. Blessing, this is Mary from Gambia. There's this cute guy I met when I went for a business trip to Nigeria since 2020. We have been dating since then. He seems to be the perfect man in my world. He kept talking about how he wished he had met me earlier. And I subconsciously used him as a yardstick to measure up other men. I'm deeply in love with him, but he's a married man. She fell in love with a married man 2 years ago, and she's having difficulty letting him go.
but he's not yours to keep. He's
Let
not
him
yours
go,
to keep.
baby.
Let him go.
Yes.
It's as simple as that.
Yes.
Yes, so the qualities that the so-called qualities that you say you see in him, there is a man out there with your name on him.
Yes.
Go out and look for that man. Those qualities that you're talking about exist in that person. There is one person for every woman, not another person's husband. So please go out and look for another person that is suited to you, that you would spend the rest of your life with. You are living in a mirage. He is not yours to keep. Say bye-bye and start the process now before it gets too late.
I love that. I love the way you've answered. I do not think I need to add to that at all. We need to draw the curtain for tonight, and I'm just going to ask you: do you have an advice for someone out there? A woman now, a married woman, a home is in turmoil as a result of a side chick. What should she do?
Okay, in this case, most of the times there are things within us that we can develop, right? That will bring our men right back home. I think sometimes the interactions, daily living, we tend to forget the things that attracted us to each other in the first place. So if, for example, your man has strayed, he has gone to be with some other woman, the answer is to begin to look inwards. Something may be missing, right? Develop yourself some more. Develop yourself some more. Make yourself a challenge. Sometimes our men they are in this marriage or relationship thing for while the thrill lasts, while the excitement lasts. So we should raise the game in making ourselves exciting to our men all the time. Do not rest on your oars. You have the man now, you can let yourself go. Please, no, continue to be that exciting woman, or exciting, let's not use the word woman now. Who did he fall in love with? He was one beautiful, bright girl, exciting girl. Can you go back to that thing and make yourself exciting to him all over again? What about letting go and forgetting to do developing yourself? How are you in terms of your career? Are you still a challenge to your man? Challenge yourself to challenge your man to come back home.
Okay. Now,
yes.
What if it's spiritual? For example, so this man wants to, he went out not because there's anything wrong with the wife. He was just being a man. Exactly. And now the side chick now says, well, I'm not letting you go. He's taking him to another level. Using marable and everything else, juju, to take his heart from his wife. What must she do?
I will still say the same thing. Focus on yourself and develop yourself more.
Pray.
When you
I think
yourself,
the other aspect would be for her to begin
because
to
Mama Helen, I don't have answers spiritually. You are stronger in that department, and you can advise us from a spiritual point of view. So from my perspective, as maybe a mother, a professional, a businesswoman, I will tell you that each time you develop yourself, you present a challenge to your husband. And if he was straying, if he sees that you're holding yourself high, right, and you are not succumbing to the situation that has been caused by the side chick thing, he's going to take a second look back at you.
I love that.
Yeah,
you've answered it. You've asked that one aspect of it, and that's beautiful. Well, it's been so wonderful having you. Let's go to Mrs. Dowdo as well. What would you have to say, Mrs. Dowdo? Don't go yet, Dr. Blessing. Don't go yet, Mrs. Dowdo. Okay, this question is to a side chick, but perhaps you might also want to have the spirituality aspect to this as well. And that's the second question that I asked Dr. Blessing. She wasn't going to speak to that. So I wouldn't know if you would like to, do something about that before I do my random. But generally, the first question is, How do you help? How do you help this young lady? She's a side chick. All right. And we've learned today
Okay.
that being one is not a job. So if it's not a job, won't you need to get a job? Just briefly as we round up.
Okay. To everyone that presently your CV writes side chick, I will want you to remove that from your CV, repent genuinely, and brace up yourself again. Whatsoever situation have led you into this, ensure that you look beyond that situation. Spiritually pray, because many have gone deeper. For every man you get to sleep with, you take a part of that man's heart. So you have shared your heart with so many people. And so there are some spiritual bondings that might have occurred with you and so many people you have shared your body with. So you need to pray harder, you need to study harder, you need to look beyond your present situation. And quickly to that, a woman that your husband is entirely with a side chick, like she has said, like Dr. Blessing has said, you need to repackage yourself. You need to brace up yourself again. You need to look inward. What am I not doing right? Is there something I'm doing wrong? Is there something I used to do I don't longer do again? Am I too relaxed? Am I too busy? No, some are even busy. Some are repackaging their no career and the likes. So you are too busy. Am I too busy? Do I need to slow down? Do I need to check something? And to the man that is also, you're going outside there, everything you have seen is side chick replicating your wife. Everything you are seeing, that side chick replicate to your wife. If your side chick is her breast is lifted, her boobs are standing, please do that for your wife.
Help
Kayamata that they
her
are
out.
selling, some men will not allow their wife use it. Some
Good.
men will not allow their wife use it. They will see as you're beginning to do spiritual something on my man. You're taking my matter spiritually, but that guy is using it for you, and you're not minding that. So you need to replicate everything you are seeing in other person that you like, replicating to your wife, and that's my final word for you.
Awesome, awesome.
The side
Well,
chick,
it
the
has
man,
been
and the
wonderful.
married woman.
It has been wonderful. I mean, both of you, you're incredible. The reason why we couldn't have Mr. Ishmael is because I think he's already disconnected. But I want to say on behalf of everyone watching today, you have been incredible, both of you actually. So this is really saying a big thank you to you for being a part of Mama Helen and you today. I would want to believe that every woman out there, or even men that might have watched, would attest to the fact that every aspect that all that we need to dust has been dusted. We might not be able to cover everything, but generally, we need to do something about it. So thank you so very much indeed. Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
It's my
And to
pleasure.
everyone who has
We
participated
love
on my heading and you today. For everyone who has participated on Mama Henny and you as well, our guests, as it were, and then of course our viewers, because if we didn't have you, then we don't have a show. Thank you so much for being a part of Mama Helen and you. And in capping this up is to say, if you're a side chick, please have a rethink. Okay, you don't need to destroy someone else in order for you to have. There's no need for that. It shows that you have devalued yourself. You have no respect for yourself. You have no self-worth and self-dignity. And that's why you think that where another man who belongs to another woman should be taking your bill. Drop it. It's not a trade. It's not a business. It's not a job. You don't need it. You can repackage yourself. People make mistakes and they still go back and do the needful. So you need to do the needful, okay? And the needful is to say to the man, it's enough. I have caused enough damage. Now I want to take myself out of the equation so that things can be leveled out. And if you do that genuinely and without sincerity of purpose, you can be rest assured that God will forgive you. And then, of course, you can have your life moving forward. And a better one as well. Don't say, just because you have to start afresh does not mean that your life is over. No, it's your life isn't. Okay, all right. A layer here, a ladder there, a block here, another one there. Before you know it, you will even be able to have some of the things that might have led you into a kind of lifestyle, as it were. Don't be deceived by the quick money or the lifestyle that you're enjoying by it. Think about other people, or should I say, other women that will be affected as a result of your action, or a whole family, the children, everything that has been built going down the drain, all because of you. Have a rethink, change your heart, and do the right thing. Cut it off, even if the man is not ready to. And then for a married woman out there who is going through pain right now as a result of this, don't drop the baton. I know it is difficult when you have invested your emotions and everything on someone, and then from nowhere the man becomes an enemy instead of being a friend. It's not the end of the world, okay? It's not the end of the world. Don't go and kill yourself now just because of a man's misbehavior. Should not take your life, should not tamper with your life. Dust yourself up, refocus. If you're not doing anything before, get something doing right now, okay? Because the greatest challenge we also have with our women is the fact that they just sit at home, they're doing nothing, and then so they take anything that comes their way, and shouldn't be, like that. So please don't kill yourself. Don't go and drink poison. Don't go and jump into the lagoon. Don't go and kill yourself just because a man betrayed you. Dust yourself off. There are still better things ahead of you, and by the special grace of God, things will get better. And then, of course, see how you can how am I going to put it? See how you can seek for peace, okay? If all things being equal, if the man comes back to himself, God, praise God, forgive and move on, But if the man does not come back to himself, because I've seen situations where the woman now has to leave so that the other woman can come in. That should not kill you, okay? Please don't head up like that other woman, in Lagos who had to kill herself because of betrayal. Don't do that. You can make a beautiful life out of you. And for that man, people make mistakes, but own it. Own your mistake. Stop dancing around. Own your mistake. Don't stop looking for excuses to justify what you are doing. You know what you are doing is wrong. There's no need of covering up. Enough already. Have a rethink. Consider your children. Consider the effect your action is causing everyone around you, and have a rethink and a U-turn so that at the end of the day, there can be peace. It's very, very important. Don't forget that you also have a daughter, or maybe, even if you don't have a daughter, maybe your sister, someone in the family who would marry someone tomorrow. I'm sure you wouldn't want that to be done to those who are very close to you, whether as a family or what have you. Make up your mind to do the right thing. And for women in general, okay, don't lose the guard. Don't lose the guard. And this is not blaming anyone in any form. This is the show. Don't drop the towel. Okay, I mean, don't step into the bedroom and have a wrapper around your chest. Okay, look good. Try to look good. This is not to say that if you look good, maybe the man is going to stop. There are some habits that takes God and a personal conviction to change. Okay, but at least try your best to make yourself better. Raise the ladder. Do something with your life, okay? And I believe by the special grace of God, and if it's a spiritual thing, then continue to pray, all right? Whatever that chain, whatever it is that they have used to cover that man's eye, that he can no longer see you again, other than the side chick, or maybe the side chick has put some things in the food that he has eaten, and he doesn't have any feeling for you anymore. It doesn't matter. God can still do all things. And if the worst comes to the worst, that he decides to say, okay, he doesn't want anymore, that is also not the end of the world. Still dust yourself up and be forward moving, okay? Life can only be better for you because of your decision to make it better. I love all of you that have watched today. Thank you so much for being a part of Mama Helen and you today on the topic, is side chick a job or what? Well, we're looking forward to more. Don't forget, on Monday, 6 a.m., okay, Nigeria time, which is UTC +1. Don't forget Command the Day. It's getting better every day. Be a part of it, okay? We love you so much for that. And then, of course, I'm all on social media. I mean, on YouTube. And mine is Mama Helen Orishijafo. On Facebook, it's Mama Dr. Helen Orishijafo. And on Instagram, it's still Helen_Orishijafo. So make sure to subscribe if you're yet to, and do the needful. Just be a part of a moving train. Okay, love you so much. Thank you for being a part of Mama Helen and you today. And of course, see you another time on another beautiful topic that you would also enjoy as well. Thank you for being part of today's program. All right? Mwah. Love you. See you some other time. Bye-bye.
Mama Helen TV show. Mama Helen is here, touching lives, impacting world. It's your time to receive. Oh yeah, Mama Helen TV show. Mama Helen is here, touching lives, impacting world. It's your time to receive.
Two amazing books from Dr. Helen Orishijafo are available for purchase. Joyfully Together and You Too Can Become a Success. Get them on our website at www.mamahelen.com.ng or on Amazon, or you can place a simple call to +234 815 343 1944. Don't miss the opportunity. Get them today.